also want to thank everybody that donates to Kim Singh's dialysis fund. He expressed extreme gratitude, him and his family. Um, 15 years is pretty much unheard of for dialysis, but the Lord is sustaining him because he is spreading the gospel um, in his country. So we don't know how long the Lord's going to keep him going, but for now he's in good health and trucking right along with that. Um, his wife is very grateful simply that she's had a husband for the last 15 years that without this she would not have had. And their 3 sons would not have had a father. So he's just very grateful and he can't express it enough. So thank you to all of you who donate to his fund. So I have 4 points that I will be touching on. This is only about ministry. Is gone? Hello? Are we there? Okay. So I'm only focusing on the ministry aspects of this trip. Anyone that wants to see things from side trips or more vacation type stuff can see me and I can show pictures of that. But the important thing was to go and see what God is doing in Cambodia, and he is doing a lot. So we're doing 4 points: Kim Sing, the people from Eden River, Hap, and Vuthi. So what do we have here? Oh, okay. We have Tahas Bible Institute. This is where Kim Sing works part-time. He's the bookkeeper and accountant. Make sure everybody gets paid that's on the payroll. And so that's where he works. Next, John. Oh, okay, they are not in order like I had hoped. Okay, this is another person's ministry. His name is Vuthi. He has Vision Church and does outreach to Prakshadao. This is the coffee shop that he runs to try to support his family with. And there is Dick's foot. So that's what he does to try to maintain his family finances. Next, John. Okay, and this is at Eden River. This is the, what would you call it, Sue? Pavilion?
Yeah, like a gathering place.
A gathering pavilion outside. These are some of the teenagers that come to practice their English. That happened, I don't know, the second night we were there or something like that. So that was interesting, really nice group of kids. And so next, John. Oh, and this was one of many older people in the area. This is just a general representation of a lot of the elderly people in the area and the type of houses that they live in. This woman was at the pottery place that we went to visit. I don't know her name, I don't know her real circumstances, but she's just a good example of the people of Cambodia.
Is that her home?
That is her home. This is another woman that we went to visit. And there's Sak Chen over there to the right in the pink. She's one of the Eden River people. This woman lives a little ways outside, well, maybe a 20-minute tuk-tuk ride from Kampao Chinang. And we went to visit her, take her some fruit, to see how she's doing. She is a believer. And behind her, that little wall that you see there, that's her little living area. Right now, we're in her kitchen. She cooks over a little fire with like a metal pan. And there she is again, looking from the tuk-tuk towards her little house. So these are typical of the elderly people in the area. And one thing I did learn about the elderly women in particular is a lot of them, because it is a Buddhist country, when they become Christians, they often are completely displaced from their family. And a lot of them end up with nowhere to live. And that's often where HAP comes in, and we'll get into that later. But go ahead, John. HAP. This is the face of HAP. This is Sina. He is the driving force of HAP in Cambodia. I can say of him, he's a soft-spoken man, but carries a big stick and gets a lot done. Sue and I spent some time with him on 2 different occasions. The first time he just gave us an overview of what HAP is doing. He's been running it in Cambodia for around 5 years. And what he does is he takes 10 men and disciples them, and then sends them out into other provinces. I do not recall, I do not know, maybe Sue does, how long he disciples them. No, she doesn't either. So, but once he feels that they have met the requirements for discipleship and leadership, he sends them out. And what he did express to me is because of this, over the last 5 years, they've been able to get fingers into 12 provinces in Cambodia, where it used to be just in Kampong Chhnang. What else do we got? Okay, this is another little house that another elderly woman lives in. She was displaced by her husband when she became a Christian. So that's her little place that she lives in. And the part to the right is her little kitchen, and the bigger area is where she has her few belongings and where she sleeps. Up in the mountains. That little hut that you just saw was also when we went up to the mountains. Sok Chan and Peter often do, they're part of Eden River. They often do outlying ministries. Yes?
You say Eden River, just explain what that is.
Sorry. Eden River is Eden River Guest House where we stayed.
Okay.
Okay? And almost, or practically everybody there is a Christian and have their own kind of ministries that they do around there. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So, yeah. And this is Sina's church. And there's the buffalo cart that we rode in when we went to see the rice fields that were given to HAP.
The HAP is Hand-to-Cup Specific?
Correct. And there's the new church right next to it that they're building because they've outgrown the little one. And so they're going to be using the little one for youth groups and smaller meetings and stuff like that. But this is the in-progress new church.
Brick construction?
Yes. And there's the rice fields. And the purpose of this is to, well, first, that right now they're working on getting the fields prepared because I don't think that they've really been used for a few years. There's a lot of work to be done. So the people in his church are working on getting the fields ready. They have 37 hectare, which is 15 hectare, which is about 37 acres. I got that reversed, sorry. And the reason this turned out to be a great gift is that they'll be able to provide a lot of rice in the future. This is like a long-range program to the very many poor and needy people in the surrounding area and provinces that they're working in. They hope to have cattle on there eventually at some point, and even some fish, right, Sue? Yeah, fish, in a pond that they will be digging out. And it will also provide rice, food for the ministers and the leadership that's going out into the outer provinces. That'll provide them with food to take with them.
There's water available for those rice paddies?
Yeah,
Where does that water come from?
yeah, well, there is a low-lying area that they have there, and then, of course, they plant the fields before the rainy season, and all that rain really helps, so, yeah. This was at the second day that we spent with Sina. We spent the whole day, or whole afternoon with him and his family. This was the rice harvest celebration. They do 2 of the Old Testament biblical celebrations or festivals. They do the first fruits, which I think is in October or November, I can't remember exactly. And then this one, when the harvest is coming in, the end of the harvest, they do this, and everyone brings their donations of rice in, which gets distributed to the poor. So it's a big to-do. Sina seems to really like having a couple of the Old Testament festivals within his ministry. And what they do here is, what we did is the believers showed up first from different churches in the area, or so it seemed to me, and we ate. And then they started doing the program when the outer lying people, the Buddhists of the community, came in to eat. And then Sina did his program. They had the choir, or the worship team, play music and sing, and Sina did a small sermon and gave his testimony while the unbelievers were eating. And it's a lot easier to get people in Cambodia in for a meal and get them in a position where you can have them listen, because they're all so hungry all the time. There's, a lot of them have suffered starvation and hunger a lot in their lives. So a free meal, they'll come even if they have to listen to something that they really don't agree with. So it's the turnout is really huge. And then a lot of them get to hear the gospel for the first time. So that was a great day. There's people eating there. There's all the rice that was brought in by people as donations. So that was a wonderful day. We had a good time. And there's some he puts in some traditional Khmer dancers and stuff too. So that was really neat. There's Kim Singh at his workstation. Yep.
Does Kim Singh need dialysis?
He gets it twice a week. Monday and Thursday he takes the 2-hour trip into Phnom Penh, spends 4 hours on dialysis, and takes a 2-hour trip back home. His wife goes with him too, because he has had incidences where he's become passed out or close to fainting or something like that. So she goes with him now. Thank you. This is Premal. That's the church in Premal that Dick took us out to see, that he helped found whatever, I don't know how many years ago, I can't remember all the information. So that's one of the many churches that he has helped establish in the area. Okay, John? And this is Kim Singh's church. What is the name of that? Oh, Tuksak Church. I have an awful time remembering that. So I went to church there 3 Sundays out of the 4 we were there. This is inside Tajas Bible Institute with a class that's going on. These people are all studying, I don't know exactly what this particular class was, but they're all there studying Scripture and the Bible so that some of them will be pastors, some of them will be church leaders, some will be missionaries. A lot of the women will be leaders for women in their communities. So it's just like going like any other Bible institute. This is when we went out to the island where they grow a lot of the produce for the afternoon. It was very interesting. You can see Sue up there. She's helping the women prepare some food on the ground there. So that's one of our afternoon trips, where we go out there and there was one woman there that really needed some prayer, so she was prayed over before we left. And this is always a mix of Christians and Buddhists. If there's food around, people from the surrounding area just kind of wander in. So and there's a bunch of the kids playing at the same place. Okay, Vuthi, the guy that had the coffee shop, this is his church, Vision Church. And there again, you see Dick heading for the entryway. He does outside ministry to Prakchadao, which is the one where we were supposed to go upriver about an hour and a half. But that got canceled because Vuthi had an emergency, and so we never got there. Dick did get there, and so somewhere in here there's a picture or two from there that he sent me, but Susan and I weren't able to get there because it just didn't work out. That's the inside of Vision Church. Peter and Sakchan. He's an Australian that married a Cambodian, and he lives at Eden River. They live at Eden River together, and she does a lot of the ministries that you saw that we went to the different villages and stuff. That's her thing. And he goes with her, and they do it together, and they just reach out. They did the mountain one and the one at the island and all that. So, and Emsak and Nat, he is the founder and CEO of Tahas Bible Institute. Okay? And so Pitt is the woman, and I don't know her husband's name. Do you remember? Ray. Yeah. Ray or something like that? Okay. These people are all kind of related. She cleans, she does housework and cleaning at Eden River, which is in the background. That's Eden River Guest House. Oh, and there's little Philip. His parents are very proud that they named him after one of the disciples. And just a cute little guy he is. Oh, there's his parents right there. Rao and, do you remember her name? Okay. All right. That's on the riverboat. That's something that Peter and Sakchen set up. And when you do anything there, everybody goes. So we had like 35 people or so, mostly associated with what's his name? Oh, associated with Eden River and the church that most of the people there go to. Yeah, Patrick's church, yeah. This is Lon and Van San. She officially owns Eden River because someone who is not Cambodian cannot own anything in Cambodia. So Patrick and Barb built this Eden River guest house and worked it out legally. So legally she owns it, but I don't know how all that works. She owns it and runs it. And she's the one that has the orphanage. And Sue, would you like to speak about the orphanage a little bit and what they do there?
So, they live across the street from the guest house, and they have, one big side of their house is there, and, they house two little, they're not orphans, but their parents work far away, because there's not, they go, like, for one instance, one of the high school students that they house there at the dormitory, his mom works in Germany, to make a living. You can all hear me, can't you?
You're recording it, Sue, so that's
Oh,
one mic.
I see, okay. So they have the high school students who go to school during the day, but that at night, then you saw where
Peter and Sok Chan would help them with their English. They would teach them English at night. And they also very, very involved in the church as well. So they will do worship at the church. They will help with the kids. They also have even the little guys, like your son there, the little ones, they will come at night, and Sok Chan and Peter will teach them English and teach them Bible verses. They'll do coloring, of Bible verses, Bible pictures, and they will learn Bible songs, and they will do them at the church on Sundays. So they're very, their whole ministry. Lon is very involved in the church. Her and Van San do, I went to the church twice on Sundays, went to their church, and Patrick is there. Patrick, when he when he first went to Cambodia, he kind of discipled Lon, and she's been with Patrick since she was young, a teenager. And so they do the church together, her and Van San and Patrick. So, yeah. I don't know that answer.
Good question, no answer. Okay, and there's Patrick and Barb. Okay, so they built the guest house. I'm not sure on all my facts, but I believe that they went there with Dick 20-some years ago, and they're still there. So, okay, and there's obviously me and Kim Singh and his wife Kosal, and then we have Nora, who is like his best friend and my other contact. He has very good English, so he's my other contact regarding Kim Singh's health, and what's his wife's name? June Ton. She's all the way on the left. So that's, and there's Debbie. She is Dick's interpreter, and also Vuti's daughter, who Vuti is Vision Church. She went with him to Pratchadao so that she could interpret for him. Very sweet girl. Very nice. And there's the picture that Dick sent me from Pratchadao. So Vuti is the one all the way on the left, and there's some of the leadership team. And from what he says, and I don't know if he sent you guys this or not, but they say they have around 50 people up there now. So they're looking at, bought some land, and they're going to build a church. So that's way up in Pratchadao. We didn't get there. Is that it? All right. So we have the four different points: Kim Sing and Kosal and Vuthi, Eden River and the people at Eden River, and Sina with Hap. I can honestly say that I was very impressed with the work that Sina is doing in Cambodia and how he's expanding things within that country. And I can't begin to explain the amount of poverty and the stories I've heard of people being so hungry when they were children. And one thing I did note, anytime we went somewhere, there was always the abundance of food that was brought with us. And everyone would they'd prepare it, and everyone, the Cambodians anyway, would eat until everything was gone. And I determined that it was because so many of them were hungry as children and as young adults, that when there is food, they will eat till everything is gone. And I'm like, how can you eat that, So anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say about Cambodia. If any of you can ever get there, I highly recommend it. The people, especially even the non-Christian people are friendly and warm, but the Christian Cambodian family that I have, they're wonderful. They've suffered so much, and they're so grateful for Jesus, because now they have something. And if they have nothing else, which a lot of them have had nothing else and still don't, they've got Jesus. So, thank you very much. Sue, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Don't miss the roosters or the dogs or the monks chanting in the morning.
Yeah, that was interesting, you know, getting woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning with the monks chanting on the monks. The Buddhist monks at 5 o'clock in the morning, they would start chanting and over loudspeaker. Yeah, so
Well,
anyway.
I was just kind of moved to pray for some of these people that you shared about. Kim Sang, of course, Hap and Sina, and displaced women.